Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you a video game review, and this time I'm going to be talking about State of Decay 2.
Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here, meeting my icon, Catherine Isabel here.
Hey, I'm Sylvia Saska.
And I'm Jen Saska.
And we're the Saska Sisters. Bloody with two E's.
Bloody Jacob for sexy, awesome, exclusive content.
You guys better subscribe and watch my friend on his YouTube channel. He is kicking ass.
And yes, State of Decay 2 came out a couple of years ago, 2018, and I talked about the first game quite a while ago. It's one of my older videos on my channel at this point, at least for video games maybe. And I don't play a whole lot of video games. I used to when I was younger. Now I'm kind of selective. Once in a while there's one that catches my interest, but usually it has to be a pretty story heavy game, one that I really want to invest my time in to do so. Games like Red Dead Redemption 2 and Vampire, which is a little bit more engrossing, and games like that. Sometimes like a Resident Evil game or something, but I don't just play video games all the time. I usually either play one like that, or it's like an old favorite or something. And State of Decay is one of them that I enjoyed a few years ago, so I finally got around to playing the sequel over the past month or two, and I got really into it again. I only held off for so long because it's an investment. It's a bit of a time investment with building up your community and maintaining it and everything, so you just kind of gotta be in the mood. But when you are, it's very, very addicting. And I quite enjoyed the first game for what it was. I've always enjoyed, of course, being a horror fan, zombie survival type of video games and such. I absolutely love the Left 4 Dead games. It still bothers me that we never got a third one. I love the first Dead Rising. I really like the second one after that. Yeah, it kind of just got too overboard with the comedy. But so yeah, it's very easy for me to enjoy a zombie apocalypse game, and so yeah, I was finally excited to play State of Decay 2, and I gotta say it's pretty much really honestly the same game, and that's not necessarily bashing it or anything. It's pretty much just like an extension of what the first game already was. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some new little things to it, some new weapons, there's a couple new modes, I guess. I don't really play online, so this is me just talking from single player perspective. This would be a great game for split screen, though. I hate that companies don't do offline split screen modes anymore, just because they want to cash in on all the online shit. You'd think it'd be a basic common thing to have now, just split screen automatically with today's technology, but no. But how fun a game like this would be, split screen with a buddy or your girl or your guy, but apparently not. Anyway, I remember some of my best times were playing those Left 4 Dead games, with a friend or even my now fiance and such. But yeah, I mean, I played the Juggernaut edition too. I guess it just automatically sort of updated. It was free, so that's cool. There's not really a whole lot to it. There's an extra mode or two, but I thought Juggernaut edition is gonna be some sort of expansion on the Juggernaut mutants or something, or some sort of greater threat with them. But no, it doesn't really change anything. They only say Juggernaut because it's bigger for the game or whatever. So that is what it is. You get the Heartland mode and the the survival thing and such, so it's fine. Like I said, there's not really a whole lot different about the game itself. Graphically, it's pretty much the same. It's still kind of that comic book style, bridging on cartoony type of art they go for, and graphic wise and such. It probably looks a bit better, a bit more refined for its style than the first game was, but it's not like drastically different. And how it plays, the map's like medium sized. I guess you do get a couple extra maps on the version of the game here with the Juggernaut version, but I don't know, once you build a community, I don't know, it's kind of just because the hell with it, if you want to change your map, because that's a whole new undertaking. So if you want a new map, you pretty much got to start over, is how I see it. Although I did find myself getting a bit bored with the initial one you start on, so maybe it would be good, who knows. And you do get to retain different characters or heroes from your community and such. And I had a fun time with Lucy. She became my leader. I did the whole warlord leader style, which I think might be a new thing in the sequel as well. And thus you kind of rule more of your, not your community necessarily, but like the rest of it, you try to keep like other communities in line and such with a bit of an iron fist. Not necessarily like sadistic, but you're willing to kill and deal with them that way if you have to. And you can hear like the inner thoughts. Sometimes you don't think the rest of the group has what it takes in them, so you got to step up. So it's a bit of a narcissist type of thing, I guess. It's sort of. Although I think Lucy had a heart. I enjoyed playing as her. The game wasn't as difficult though as the first one for me. That's probably one of my main gripes with it. As I miss the sieges. I mean the real sieges. Okay. In this game, you see, zombies are attacking your home. Be back in 10 minutes or before they overwhelm it. But then the siege turns out to be maybe a handful of zombies at a time, and that's it. And it's done after a minute or two. That's all it is every time, and that's a real bummer, because some of like the best, most intense parts of the first game were when a siege took place. It was like a few waves or something. You would get mutants, you get the freaks, you get the juggernauts, different things like that, and usually you lose a member or two and have your base damaged and such, but no, nothing. So yeah, I don't think anyone in my community actually died, not from blood plague or whatever. And the blood plague hearts were fun to stamp out, but it got a little bit tedious, as it did with the alien infestations and such. Some of that does get a bit tedious to a point, but I eventually just stamped it out. It only took like a half an hour. To finish them up, not all at once, but like I had knocked off like 2 or 3, and then I just did the rest in half an hour. So yeah, I really miss sieges. That was one of my favorite parts of the first game. They're pretty much non-existent now, unfortunately. So the only way you're getting into real danger is pretty much by chance, out and about. And even then, you don't even see a whole lot of juggernauts and freak once in a blue moon. But I don't know, it just didn't feel the stakes didn't feel as high. So thus I was a little less immersed than I was with the first game, ironically. But don't get me wrong, all the rest of it was still a lot of fun. And again, it's pretty much like an extension of the first game for me, so I'm sure once I play the first one again on the 360, I'll get, I'll just want to move on to a new area, a slightly new sort of thing, and that's when I'll play the sequel again. But I do think the first game was a bit superior for the most part. There are some like little upgrade things you can do with the vehicles, and again, it's been a while since I played the first game though, so I don't remember everything that might have changed, but overall, State of Decay 2, definitely recommend playing it if you haven't. It's not really that different from the first game. There are a few odd little drawbacks. But for the most part, it's definitely worth it. It's still investing for the RPG element. Although, again, for some reason, it really wasn't that tough. I finished with no one in my community dying, and I had like a dozen people. I was hoping to see someone, even my own player, get like ripped apart or something, but no, it's never that dire of circumstances, so it is what it is. I've overall still recommend it. I'd give it a B, solid, it's fine, good. But yeah, let me guys thought. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.